where we begin with some breaking news coming in. Right-wing youth activist and influencer Charlie Kirk dies after being shot at Utah Valley University. Trump confirmed on social media that Kirk has succumbed to his injuries. In a post on Truth Social Network, Trump wrote, and I'm quoting here, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead." Illustrating the huge importance of Kirk in his orbit, the U.S. president ordered flags on government buildings to be lowered to half-stall until Sunday. Now, Kirk was hit while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. Video from the scene showed him addressing a large crowd when the sound of a single shot rang out. Kirk appeared to collapse in his chair before the camera swiftly moved and sounds of panic erupted in the audience. Investigators say they believe the single bullet had come from a campus rooftop fired by someone dressed in black in what appeared to be a targeted killing. The FBI Director Kash Patel said one person was held on suspicion of the involvement in the killing, but he was later released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Investigation continues, with Patel promising to continue releasing information in interest of transparency. Now, a digital media tip line has been released for information on the Utah Valley University shooting. Now, as I said, for the viewers just joining in, breaking news coming in from the U.S. Right-wing youth activist and influencer Charlie Kirk has died after being shot at Utah Valley University. Trump has confirmed on social media that Kirk has indeed succumbed to his injuries. Now, in a post on Truth Social Network, Trump wrote, and I'm quoting here, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead." And illustrating the huge importance of Kirk in his orbit, the U.S. president ordered flags on government buildings to be lowered to half-stall until Sunday. All right, to discuss more, we're now being joined by my colleague, Shivan Chana. Shivan, thank you so much for joining. First of all, if you could just brief us about Charlie Kirk. Who was Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, Jyotsna, lots being spoken about. Who was Charlie Kirk? He was 31 years of age when at the point of death. He was one of the most high-profile conservative activists in the US, and he was a trusted ally of President Donald Trump. Was he part of Congress? Was he part of the Trump administration? No, but he was a regular at the White House. Now, Kirk was also a close friend of Donald Trump Jr. He was also the founder of the right-wing youth activist group in the US. He was a media personality, to say the least, had a major and commanded a massive following on social media. He also had a daily podcast. Now, his views on extremely sensitive matters in the US, those were what brought him a lot of fame. He was extremely vocal on stricter border control, the rights of transgender women, and ethics behind abortions. And he openly criticized gay rights on religious grounds. He was married, has 2 young children, and he was, as I mentioned earlier, not in the Trump administration, but was very influential, is what is understood. That's as far as we know about Charlie Kirk.
Right. And of course, what we know is that he was shot at Utah Valley University. Could you just lead us to what the sequence of the events, how did it unfold?
Yeah, so Jyotsna, as far as Charlie Kirk's death is concerned, he was shot dead, and just 20 minutes into his speech, that is when he was shot dead. What happened was there was a tour which was organized for him by an organization that he himself led, a right-wing political organization. It was called Turning Point USA, which had organized a 15-stop American comeback tour. That's what the tour was called. It was organized for him. Utah was the first stop of it, and this tour was supposed to run till October. He began speaking on the university's campus in Orem, Utah. He was shot dead at about 12:10 p.m. local time. This was about 20 minutes after he began speaking on the campus. The gunshot, it hit him somewhere on the left side of the neck. The visuals are extremely graphic, so for obvious reasons, we can't have it on air. You can see the blood gushing out in those visuals, and the extremely graphic. He was rushed for medical attention to the hospital after that, but was later pronounced dead. People were still hopeful that he may just survive. People were praying for it, but that was not to be. Incidentally, he was asked a question, and this is, again, something that is being highlighted. The question that he was asked was about mass shootings in America, and seconds into his answer, he was shot dead. The exact question was, this is what was asked to Charlie Kirk. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? And as far as the incident is concerned, nobody else was harmed, and one gunshot was heard.
Absolutely. Now, if you could also give us, we know that somebody was also taken into interrogation and was later released. Do we know who killed him? Any information on that?
At this point, you're right. One person was apprehended, was arrested. He was an elderly white male. He was taken into custody. This happened late on Wednesday in the US, and this is part of the investigation. But the male was released later without being charged in relation to the shooting. It was now unclear if anyone else was in law enforcement custody, so that part still remains fluid. There was a statement which came in from Kash Patel as well from the FBI, but as of now, the actual shooter remains at large.
All right. Well,
and there's just to add, Jyotsna, there were about 1,000 people who had gathered to hear Kirk speak at that outdoor setting, and just prior to this debate that he had come to be a part of, more than 6,800 students in the university had signed a petition seeking to prevent Kirk from speaking at the Utah Valley University. His political commentary was considered by many to be in conflict with the university's values of inclusivity.
All right, and of course, as you said, it was a major event, and as you said, a lot of people were joined in. Well, thanks so much for joining us and giving the latest. Of course, we'll be tracking the incident as we go forward.